Start your engine. 333.
All right, good evening and welcome to Jack Dodsons Racing Insider News with the Florence Flash, Scott Allen, and the person who got up and walked off was Matty Ryan. And Tracy's outside. I don't know what he's doing.
He was fired anyway.
Anyway, talk about the racing from the weekend. Some great racing. Smoke wins at
all the races
Sonoma
were good. The truck race with Christopher Bell.
Now, how about the fight?
That wasn't. That was like the most funniest fight.
I think
that was pathetic.
It really was. It really was.
I couldn't tell whether they were fighting or hugging.
I think the best punishment NASCAR could give them is make them go to a dance class together.
Well, I think the only thing that scared me a little bit was when they tried to DDT him into the asphalt, because that could have hurt. That could have hurt somebody. John West Townley. That was the only thing he could do. I think the other guy was just kind of not letting him hit him.
I didn't.
It was hilarious.
What was going on.
Yeah, everybody was talking about it. You can't do no better than that. You need to stop. Just don't even.
It was an embarrassing fight for sure.
And Jeff Burton says, "Well, finally they're going to take my pictures off where I was fighting with Jeff Gordon." And
that was about as pathetic of a fight too. It really wasn't a fight, but it was yeah.
Anyway, the K&N race out at Sonoma, Chase Elliott won, and they said that was huge because Chase doesn't like road courses that good and has been having some problems. But yet he was like a second faster than everybody.
Well, I'm sure he had a little more.
He had a little more help. Yeah, you're right. I ain't gonna say that.
That was like taking a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah. All right. In the Cars Tour race, the super late model win went to Matthew Craig. The late model win went to Tommy Lemons. At Gateway, the late model race at Gateway, Ty Majeski won the race. I don't know where Hannah Newhouse was racing, but she won a truck race. It was a local truck race, but I'm not sure where that was. I never saw. At Virginia Motor Speedway, Stephen Childress won the late model race over there. Down in Mobile, Alabama, they had a dual races for the Big Ten Challenge or whatever. Casey Roderick won the first race. J.J. Day won the second race. And how about in Anderson, South Carolina? Robbie Allison won.
Yeah, I seen that.
So when I sent him a message the other day, I told him, I said, see, your mama said you had to get it right. At Riverhead in the Modifieds, Timmy Solomito, who's going to be with us in a couple weeks on the show. Lonesome Pine, Nate Monteith won too. Have you raced against him?
Who?
Nate Monteith. Has he been to South Boston? All right, down at Hickory, Tyler Church won the challenge race down there. At Old Dominion, Nick Smith and Jeff Oakley won the late model races. At Southside Speedway, Eddie Johnson won the race.
Oh, did he?
Eddie Johnson.
Well, I heard at Dominion that they wanted to check Duflachi's motor, and I heard he just left.
Oh no, he was not having it. He just
Jeff
refused.
Oakley. I heard he refused and just loaded his stuff up and went home.
Oh, well, I ain't seen nothing new on that. Okay.
They just decided to leave and go home.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen anything else about it.
The CASCAR race up in Canada, Alex Labby won. At Stafford, Connecticut, Ted Christopher won in the modifieds there. And that's like his 60th win in the modifieds. Kingsport Speedway, Ronnie McCarty won both races. Southern National, Tyler Hughes won both races after a
big protest.
Yeah, a big protest, and they carried his.
Came back clean.
Yeah.
And then how about at Motor Mile, Philip Morris finally.
Have a rough start.
Now, see, the thing about it is, you done run Lee Pulliam off, and now Philip Morris done run up there and won races.
Hey, he came back. He came back for the last South Boston race, but
I'm just saying.
I'm not running anybody off.
And the CRA race at Columbus, Brian Campbell finished first, and my buddy Travis Braden finished second. This coming weekend, the big race at South Boston. We'll talk with Maddie about that in a few minutes. The Florence Flash will be in action again down in Florence.
That's right.
It is funny, isn't it? It is funny. At Clary's Speedway, the first and the second is the Monk Clary Memorial Double Down Race. That's going to be huge over there. How about Sean Beluzzo getting a ride in Jeremy Gerstner's car for a few races this year? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get him to wrap my car. That's all.
I'm not sure why Jeremy's getting out or what. I know last year we talked to him. He was supposed to have a truck deal going this year, but I guess that didn't pan out.
But I think it's going to be cool. And that means we need to go. Now we need to
Yeah,
go to
on
Bowman
the
Gray.
6th.
We need to go to Bowman Gray.
As long as the Flash doesn't have to be in Florence.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. Want to send out our condolences and prayers and best wishes to Mario Fiore. You remember Mario? We had him on the show a few weeks ago. He was from up north and had all the casino stuff he was building and all that.
Oh, yeah.
He passed away this week. Had cancer. He passed away. And want to send our best out to Matt Tift, who will be having surgery for a brain tumor in the next couple days. So, and that's where we stand. And now we're back to
David Reagan's going to be filling in for him as a substitute driver.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
They just announced that.
Heard it right here.
She's up on this stuff, ain't you? I like that.
Shit, your job's
Gotta
up for
keep you
grabs.
updated, man.
I tell you what, we might bring you in here to replace Scott. Anyway,
It's not hard.
Jack's Racing Insider News Show with Matty Ryan.
It's got a kick.
that already sounds better. That already sounds better.
And I know she can work the computer.
Where can we do it from? We won't be able to do it here because he'll lock us out.
They have a shop. It's air conditioned too.
Hey, wait a minute now. I think I'm on board.
It's air conditioned. Man, you just might be losing your job. Because this place can be like a sauna in the summertime. And
Hey,
there's,
wait a minute. Now, I got us a place we're working on with some AC too. A Verizon wireless store.
Anything else I need to say?
CompuServe Wireless. They
Anything
opened up
else?
the
Wait,
doors
how'd you
for
get
us.
that phone over there?
Hey, Rick. I just got my phone about a year ago, and it's already saying it's out. They're already giving me a hard time about it.
It was out of date when you got it. That's why it was free.
But then Tracy's got one too, so I don't feel so bad. But anyway, all right, we got Maddie, Ryan, and Tracy here with us. And first, I'm gonna start off with Tracy. What kind of changes are you guys making over there with that car? You
A
didn't.
lot.
A lot. We've stepped up. We've got our crew chief now, Mark Colt, and our car is now an in-house car for Terry Carroll Motorsports.
Okay, yeah.
And they're doing all the prep work, getting it ready, and I mean,
Well, it probably takes a lot off of you.
I'm a small business owner, and working on the car till 2 o'clock every night was killing me. So definitely helps out a lot. We've already seen mass improvements on the car, the performance out on the track. We've got Madyson something comfortable she can drive, and it's like a night and day driver.
So-
what brung the
Rod.
change?
Rod.
English lesson 101.
Will be your dictionary.
We were just, as a team, we were getting frustrated. Madyson was getting frustrated with the way the car was performing, and I was getting frustrated with the little stuff I was missing. And like I say, one guy working on a late model by himself it's hard.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's hard. I haven't worked on late models for years, and a lot of stuff has changed.
Yeah.
And I falling asleep at work, falling asleep working on a race car, and not to mention I miss my daughter. I mean, it was causing tension between us.
Well, and sometimes that itself makes it hard
Yeah.
to perform. I mean, it just does. It can.
Taking the fun out of it.
Not everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Now I feel real bad about the.
I still turn wrenches. Trust me, I'm still the main wrench turner.
And main.
Yeah.
Don't I feel bad about the comment I made a couple weeks ago? Then,
Do you feel bad about something?
yeah, I made the comment that finally got a crew chief over there, and Maddie don't have to be held back no more by.
Look, this is only what, 5th year in racing. It's her first year in a late model. She is 100% a true rookie. She didn't go to an unsanctioned track and run for a year.
She went to
we threw her right straight to the wolves. She had never seen South Boston until the day before her first race.
Wow.
And
So that was fun.
from what she
Well, it's
started
going to be
out at,
intimidating. I mean, for
and
sure.
to
But
what
but
she is
think
now.
but think about it that you threw her right in there with the big boys. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no doubt about it. That's where the cream of the crop seems to show up at South Boston, and she's there. So what's the hardest thing you've had to deal with as far as moving from the division you were in to late models? What is the hardest thing you've had to work with?
Biggest thing is, believe it or not, is communication on the car. And then when someone roughs up my daughter and roughs up her car, it's very hard to stay humble and stay in your.
For you?
I've only walked down to one other pit so far this year.
This year? Well,
One
once?
time.
Oh.
One time. And
Well, that's pretty
that was
good.
not pretty, but she's slowly but surely she's earning the respect of the other drivers. She's getting compliments from the other drivers. She's got people emailing. I've got people emailing me, telling me what a great job that she's doing. She stays out of their way when she needs to stay out of their way. And this past race, she raced the dickens out of everyone she got around.
She's progressed a lot through the year that I've already seen. I've watched videos and stuff like this. She has progressed a lot, and I think it's just a matter of time. Give her the time, but don't get frustrated.
We're not. And like I say, we started having fun the last couple of races again.
And that
She
that
had
makes a big difference.
nowhere to go in the second race, and the front of the car got tore up. And,
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
She was upset and in the trailer, of course, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I gave you a wrecked race car for Father's Day." And I was like, don't worry about it. I saw my daughter smile again, having fun at the track, and that's what
Well,
it's
it's
all
got to
about.
make it. I mean, I think it's really got to make it easier on both you guys' relationship at the racetrack.
Oh yeah.
The having somebody else calling the shots and doing the things, and then it's a different relationship between you.
It
So
is.
now if my car's messed up, I'm not mad at him, I'm mad at the person that's making the call.
Right. And it's easy to get frustrated.
It is. A couple races ago, we had a stud get broke. After we had a good first practice, and here we go after second practice, stud got broke, hub got broke,
But you have
missed
experienced.
second practice. And
But you've experienced the things that you would normally experience moving up to a new division.
oh yeah.
I mean, you're going to experience these little things, and basically all that is a learning curve that y'all have got to get through.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a huge thing for it, and I think, it's just part of racing. You got to deal with that.
It's fun, and she took a lot of flack on social media and everything else at the beginning of the year. I don't see not one of those fools who wanted to put all that flack up there complimenting her now or anything else. But
I have seen.
I don't care.
But I've seen
Well,
a
you
lot
should.
of people. But I've seen a lot of people say a lot of good things.
Oh yeah.
Now compared to what
Have
it
you
was at the
complimented
beginning.
her on Facebook?
I compliment her every week.
Okay. I'm just
He
checking.
likes my hair.
And give us a couple more races. Just one.
All right. Well, we're gonna come back to y'all in just a second. We got Gray London.
5, 2.
Hello, Mr. London. How you doing, sir?
Hey there, Jack. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Welcome to the show. I've got Scott Allen here with me, and Tracy Ashworth and Maddie Ryan, and we got a full house here. So, how's everything down in Carolina?
We're doing great. I hope you folks are.
We're doing pretty good up here. What I wanted to talk to you about tonight is give us a little bit about when we were down in Charlotte and we were talking. One of the things we were discussing was your beginnings with DEI. Tell us how all that got started.
Well, it wasn't DEI at the time. In 1974, the Earnhardt family and I had got together and, started a corporation, which was Earnhardt Racing Team. And that's what I was co-founder and president of for a long time. So, but anyway, it was, during that time, I was never involved after becoming DEI.
Oh, okay.
So,
Now you've had a lot of ties into the racing for a long time, and one of the things you and I talked about was Curtis Turner. And give us one of your Curtis Turner stories about some of the things that you and him, that you knew about him.
Curtis was, being you guys from Virginia and all, you had one famous driver, one of the best that's ever sat down in a car, Humpty Wheeler says that, I know I've heard him say before that the two best, drivers that he ever saw was Dale Earnhardt and Curtis Turner. And so I had to agree with him as far as talent and all of that. And Humpty said, if I put it to you this way, they could lose the car or the father, still bring it back, And but anyway, he was, Curtis was quite a guy, and I remember, I think I was telling you something about the race that he held up at Danville, after he was removed from NASCAR, So anyway,
yeah.
he had Curtis leased that Verdun motel. You may know where it was at, right there on the North Carolina line. The Verdun motel. It was real nice in those days. And anyway, he rented the motel and the restaurant and everything for a week, And so he had, we were invited to come up, and so went up there, and he was. When we got to the room where Curtis was at that time, Mr. Bruton Smith was in the room, and Tim Flock and some newspaper writer, I think named Bird or something like that, Anyway, Curtis, the thing that I'll never forget was when we walked in the room, Curtis was sitting up on the bed, a great big double bed with a real snowy white bedspread, and Curtis was sitting in the middle of the bed with his boots on and mud all over his boots that he's trained that day to track. And so he was, I'll never forget it, but he was eating had a bucket of chicken between his legs, and he was chewing on that chicken and throwing the bones to the floor, So, Tim Flock was there, and he had to give us a demonstration of the yo-yo, which he was famous for, So, but anyway, Curtis had a story that I probably shouldn't tell on there or something, But it went with the unions, he was really kind of ticked off then with because he was let down, couldn't get the drivers to go along with it. So I think they all agreed to, and then when it come down to the last thing, all of them, but Tim Flock and Bob Burdick backed out, So, but he really put on a show the next day. Well, I really need to back up and tell you, first of all, he was, back in those days, they had the twist, they'd have these twist contests, twist dance.
Yeah.
And so they were going to give a mink stole, to the winner. So they had the dance on Saturday night, and come find out, Curtis had already given the mink stole to some woman, and so Doc had to find him something else to give to the winner, But anyway, the next day it was some kind of a racing. It was about a 2.8 or something mile road course, and you've never seen such racing no fences, just trees on the side, and they went through, maybe even been to that racetrack there, but, they go through a tunnel. The cars go over that tunnel coming into the infield.
Right.
And, but during the race, the race cars are going through under the tunnel. So, anyway, but it was, and we also had the pleasure of having if you've ever heard of the guy, but it was Curly Mills from Beverly Hills. The guy had more money, I guess, than probably about Trump today, but he had the nicest rig there, and had, beautiful cars and all. But he'd go out and run a little bit and come in and change shirts, so. But anyway, but he was more or less a clown with it, but he had the money, I guess, you could do what he wanted to do. But he wasn't part of the race, he was just running around. But Curtis won the race, but he, and as I remember, Doc Morris and Tim had to get with the mayor of Danville and get him out of jail the next morning because Curtis had sold a car to someone there and they didn't pay him. So Curtis went and repossessed it after he had a few drinks, So anyway, and they got after Curtis, so but he got out and he was still feeling pretty good, but Kim put him in his car and he won the race. But Curtis was something else. I don't know how many people listening had the opportunity to see him drive, but
I never had the opportunity to see him drive or anything like that. But he's a cousin of mine, and I've always heard all the stories. I've sat and talked to Margaret about it, and I've heard all the big stories about him, and I'm glad he finally made it into the Hall of Fame. I do know that.
Well, he should have been one of the very first ones.
That's what I thought.
Not way down the line, No, he should have. Whenever they inducted, the first five, I believe it is, they put in. He should have been in that group. He really, honestly and truthfully, should have been. I often wondered, how in the world they, who's choosing these people, But how much politics or something may be in it. But no, Curtis should have been in there, and there wouldn't have been a Charlotte Speedway without Curtis.
Gray, how did you get involved into racing? You were a driver at one time?
I was, but it was all come about, with the Earnhardts in 1964. Is whenever when I first met, Ralph and Dale, and whenever I say that, I hope someone maybe take a note, because within the next 10 days or so, we hope to have a website up, and that's going to be the web address is going to be Bossman 1964. So, but anyway, they'll remember that, Bossman 1964. But it was in 64, and I went over to Rouse. I lived about a half mile from them, and I went over to see if I could get Ralph to help me build a car, I wanted to try racing. So, anyway, and so after looking around, he said he didn't have time then, but he'd help me if he could find a car. So I bought a good car from Ronnie Hopkins down in Greenville, South Carolina. Billy Scott was driving for him at the time, and I think they had words or something. So they wanted out racing, so I bought it, what he had. And we brought it back to Ralph's garage, and anyway, and Ralph went over the car and everything, and so whenever I was going to go to Concord, the season was almost over, in 64, so he gave me a crew chief to take with me. It was Dale, So Dale was about 13, yeah, 14, about 13 then. And but he was my crew chief, and I quit racing in 7.
So what are you?
But Ralph,
So what are you up to these days?
and what?
What are you up to these days with the racing stuff? I see you around. I see you paying a lot of attention to it.
Well, I mostly have been working on trying to get this website up. And, we were going to have some products on it that I think the people would really like. It's going to have designs on it of our first NASCAR car that Dale drove. I bought him that car from Harry Gant. Harry ran it in 73, and then Dale ran it in 74. So, and that's when we started the Earnhardt Racing team. With the idea to promote Dale and get him to, try to get him up as high as we could take him. So as high as he would take us. Maybe I should have said, but from 1964 on, it was always, my name was always Boss Man. Ralph called me Boss Man, and Dale and the family and everybody else was just Boss Man. So that's what we were going to put on the website with the Boss Man 1964. So, but anyway, that's how I was really getting started. And Ralph, I've been with some people sometimes, I've been the best driver, but I had one of the best teachers,
You sure did. You had a bunch of good ones there to work with. Well, great. We appreciate your time tonight, and I know you're a busy man, got a lot of things going on, but I'm gonna call you and get you back on here again real soon.
Okay, man. I thank you very much.
Thank you a lot.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
He does have a very interesting. He put like some of the sponsorship deals together for Earnhardt. I forget what sandwich company he was working with. I remember him telling us the story, and then Wrangler come along, and they ended up signing Wrangler, and he was working on some other sponsorship deals. So, I mean, he put a lot of that stuff together in the beginning of.
About Manwich.
I love some manwich.
It's like a poor man's hamburger right there. I mean, I eat
sandwich.
manwich.
I hate to say
That's funny.
I hate to say this, but I do too. I love this stuff.
Who's the sucking up one now?
Me. I'm sucking up. I'm sucking up. All right. Well, while we're waiting on the real crew chief to call, or whoever this guy is calling, who's the guy's calling? Tell us who it is.
This is, I guess you could say, our car chief. He's the behind-the-scenes man that's getting everything done at Carroll Motorsports.
Oh, okay. See, she had me completely. I thought it was the crew chief. See,
No.
Okay.
Mark Kolf is the crew chief.
So-
He helps call shots on race day.
Okay.
Now tell us, in your opinion, in your mind, what's been the hardest thing you've had to do this year, jumping from where you were to where you are?
I just think mainly it's, like he said earlier, the communication. I'm in a completely different car at a completely different track with drivers that I've had to really, with Langley, over the years, I thought it was going to help me in the sense of, really, I've always studied, other drivers, the late model drivers, their, I guess you could say, literally their driving. I've studied that and seeing who's a little more aggressive, who's a little more lenient on you, and who will put you in the wall in a quick second. And having to go into a completely new field this year, not knowing, probably 3/4 of the drivers. I haven't had that, as well as, it's a completely different car, and like you said earlier, I haven't.
Tell me about the nerves you had the first time you went out there at South Ball. We were there. You looked cool, calm, and collected. But I saw inside that car a few times that nerves were beginning to get to you. So tell us about the nerves.
my nerves were kind of shot that day, especially from yesterday. The previous day, we had quite a few problems.
Oh, you mean when the car
Oh yeah, when the car caught on fire with me inside of it. Yeah, that was great. About 2 laps in. But yeah, that was definitely a nerve-wracking experience. But you know, I've gotten more comfortable with it. Even though, you know, we've had a couple run-ins this year, but you know.
Well, that was my next question.
We've had quite a few.
Now, when you look at the field that comes to South Boston, now there's some heavy hitters that come in there. I'm not even talking about Lee Pulliam, man. I'm talking about Austin Thaxton and those guys. They are huge. They're big names. What's it like running with them? And you're basically laying the groundwork for your future career there. So,
it's definitely. It's definitely nice to, you know, future-wise, say, you know, I didn't go to some rinky-dink track on, you know, that's off in the middle of nowhere compared to my rookie year versus racing against some of the best late model drivers in the nation. Some that have ran in Xfinity truck races. You know, you had
how many national champions are in that field? I mean, there's a few.
There were 2 or 3 as well as a previous cup driver. So that's my friend.
hello and welcome to Jack Dodsons Racing Insider News with the Florence Flash, Scott Allen, and this has got to be Dwayne.
It is.
How you doing tonight?
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful, and I've got Maddie Ryan and I've got Tracy here, and I know that's got to be hard to work with them too.
Oh no, they're wonderful people. I'm enjoying working with her as a driver and stuff. She does a real good job, and I bet it. He does a good job with what he does.
See,
Now-
he thinks I'm wonderful.
But she's got to be the best looking driver you've had.
Well, you know, she is the best looking driver.
I'm glad you said that because I was getting a little nervous.
I was too. I hesitated on that one. I was like, jeez.
Yeah, my driver, I could keep Justin Carroll. I mean, you know.
So she's better looking than Terry Carroll and Justin, right?
Do I now?
She's a lot better looking than Justin Carroll and Terry, right?
Yeah, she's a whole lot better looking than Justin. He's with me right now. We're on the way back from
Justin's gonna be mad.
Well, look, tell us a little bit about what all you're doing as far as helping Maddie move along and move up a little higher and move up in the standings a little bit better.
We're just letting her comfortable in the car, and Justin helped her on the driving standpoint of it too. Just trying to get her fast every week. We'd like to see her in the top 10 by the end of the year, and possibly going for wins. That's what I like for her to do by the end of the year.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, you got the pressure on you now, Maddie.
But that's a good thing.
So,
But she can do it. I've seen she's been progressing every race, and I've seen that last race come out, and I got high hopes for this weekend, and I feel like she can do it.
now, when you look at the changes that you've made to the car in the last couple weeks or last week or whatever it was that you had the car over there with you, what are some of the things you've done, and how big a change is it to go from one make to another? Really not that big a deal in late models, I don't guess, but tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I can't tell you everything I've done to her car.
No.
Yeah, throw some spring shocks, bump stops, geometry. Yeah, just throw it out there.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Right now I got her on something basic for her to be comfortable in, and she has run real good with that. But we haven't even scratched the surface on what I got planned for her.
Oh, well, now that sounds kind of interesting in how that's going to work out. When you look at Maddie and think about, I don't know if you were, I guess you were out at Langley last year and whatever. When you look at Maddie now compared to what she was in the past, where do you see that she's made the biggest gains?
I feel like she is driving the car, the late model stuff, a whole lot smoother than she was at the beginning of the year.
So basically, what you're telling me is Tracy was holding her back, and now she's really she's really getting good.
No, I did not.
He ain't gonna let you put no words in his mouth.
I see that. I can't get nothing started here.
Tracy, he was not holding her back. He didn't have nothing to do with it. So, I mean, we got the car better for her, and it's showing. And I just got tired of hearing people talk about how bad of a driver she was. And the driver is no better than that race car.
I agree with that.
I totally agree, because I got a driver sitting beside me, and him and the race car ain't hitting on much, I don't think.
I got to cheat.
And every driver drives something. Their way of driving is different, every driver.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put a thing set up on another driver's car and expect them to go out there and win, but like the other one did.
So what is some of your background? Where did you come from, and what have you done?
I've got 3 championships in South Boston Speedway, and I got Langley with Sea Salt in 2011. We won 12 out of 16 races together.
Okay.
And Scott Carrollton, we ran UARA. This goes on.
So you've been around the sport for a long time, so you really know on these local tracks, on these like South Boston and these places, you know exactly what the car needs as far as getting a basic setup under it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what is it like to deal now? Now you're dealing with basically 3 cars, the 2 Carroll cars and Maddy's. What's it like to keep all those cars together and work on all 3 of them at the same time?
It really don't bother me, because it's like this, you gotta love it to do it, and it's just 3 different drivers, and all 3 cars are set up there.
Now, how similar is the setups between the 3 drivers?
Do what now?
How similar are the setups between the 3 drivers?
Nothing similar.
No, is there?
Nothing
Yeah.
at all.
I mean, that's not surprising.
So tell us a little bit about Justin and how he's coming along over there.
Justin?
Yeah.
He's doing a wonderful job. I couldn't think of nobody better that I would have behind the wheel of
That's
my
just
car.
because he's sitting right next to him.
He does great.
Are you saying this because he's close by and he can hear you?
No, I'm not saying that. He gives me 110% every time he's behind the wheel, just like Maddie does.
Now, I gotta say, Justin's done a good job, and I'll tell you, man, I think everybody at Langley Speedway was proud when he jumped in that K&N car, and I think, where'd he end up, 6th, 8th?
7th, I believe.
Something like that. I mean, he did a really good job there, and I think everybody was a little surprised and very proud of him.
Yeah, and that's the reason I took this job to crew chief him, is I watched that race at Langley, and I seen potential there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we can go a long way. We're trying to get this company going. Carroll Motorsports, his dad is a wonderful man.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of a better person to work for.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happier with him than I have been a long time in racing.
Racing's got to be fun.
Exactly. If you ain't having no fun, you need to change jobs.
Now, are you guys going to be running a K&N car?
We will. We plan on running that in Florida at the beginning of next year.
Okay. And that's going to be in-house with you guys, not over
Yep.
at Godovic's this time?
It will be in-house with us.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I'm trying to talk Justin into letting me run.
All right, now you got this is the man. Now you need to talk to the man.
That's how he breathes.
Ask him some questions. This is your man here.
I talk to him all the time.
They're buddies.
Hey, Dwayne, why don't you tell him a little bit about Carroll Motorsports and what you guys got going on over there?
Okay. Well, we can build chassis. We got Randy Harris, used to be over hardcore. He works Ashworth was part-time, and we building chassis, putting clips on. We basically can do anything in-house.
Okay, so this is not just a race team. Y'all are kind of servicing cars also?
They are. They're
Yep.
doing a lot.
Yeah.
So who all have you been working with as far as helping them with the cars?
Right now, it's just Justin and his daddy and Maddie right now. But we're talking to a few more people.
Cool.
I was going to say, if it was me, he might not want to take credit for it.
Got that right.
But it saves a lot of time because they're not in Richmond or anything like that. So if you need a bumper bar, you need hood pin bar or whatever, call them up. You need a spindle, call them up. They got all the jigs there. Everything's ready to go.
They're able to get a lot of
Fast
stuff
or
expedited.
economical and
Well, we're gonna have to come over and check
Yeah.
that place out sometime because I want to see what all you got going on over there, Dwayne.
You come on over. You're welcome anytime, buddy.
We're gonna try to sneak over there one day and see what's going on and kind of help you work on Maddie's car.
I don't know if he wants that kind of help.
All right, Dwayne. Well, we appreciate your time tonight. I'll let you get back to work because I know you got to work on Justin's car. Don't worry about Maddie's. She's over here playing tonight.
Maddie's car is ready to go. They got to put motor adjustments.
Oh, hers is ready. I can't get nowhere with y'all guys. I'll tell you right now at all. I can't start nothing.
They're a united front.
I'm telling you. All right, Dwayne. We appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you again. And I'm gonna come over and see you sometime.
All right, buddy. Come on.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing all that stuff. So I mean, they're keeping parts and stuff.
Everything. If you need a part or whatever, like I say, they have all the jigs. I was blown away the first time I went over there.
Mm-hmm.
They got surface plates. They got everything. You call them up, and they'll have it built.
Well, how did it come about that you got
That's what I was
got in time with Terry Carroll and that group over there?
Nice guys.
I mean, they are nice. I mean, I agree with that.
Terry and Justin have always been super nice to us, and they told us last year, if you ever need anything, just call us and let us know. We struggling a little bit this year, and
They took an interest in helping me.
Dwayne took a real strong interest, and so did Justin. And I actually texted Justin one day. I was like, you guys going to practice? I'd like to see if you work with Madyson a little bit, and he was all for it. And then, started talking to Dwayne and stuff, and he pretty much asked me to open my notebook, and
There
it was.
Did he
Okay, well,
did he
this
rip
got to
it
be
up?
changed. Let's throw that out the window. But no, he's went through the car with a fine-tooth comb, and
Well, I
he
mean-
found a lot of little stuff that we were missing. That we have an older car. We bought a backup car.
Sure.
It's her rookie year.
Well, you got to start somewhere. You can't
yeah.
start out at the top.
And we're not rich people. I mean, we have volunteers. Mike Frew is total volunteer, and God bless them if they didn't show up every week, we'd be lost. They're hardworking guys, but they do it for the fun. They do it for the love of her.
I can't thank them enough because
I mean,
half of them are my family.
think
so-
about, but when you think about it, I mean, what's not to like? I mean, she's developed really hard to get to the point where she's at. She's worked hard at it. I mean, what's not to like, really? I mean,
Well, and you see one side of it, and then we see it from another side. You want to see one angry little girl, or see Mama angry? Just let that car not do what it's supposed to do. Okay.
Thank God they ain't got to blame you no more, right?
That's
right.
The thing about it is that first night up in South Boston, I kind of went up to the tower. I said, I'm just going to go up there and sit because I'm not sure how this is going to turn out.
It was fun to watch Mama pace on top of the trailer.
Yeah, she was jumping up and down and pacing around.
Dwayne keeps saying, just make sure that they have railing.
Yeah.
She's got to be fenced in.
Yeah,
But no,
it's like a
like I
cager.
say, I'm not just because she's my daughter. I am super proud of where she started and to where we were the last.
You ought to be. I mean,
we're not a high budget team. I mean,
she did it even with.
we knock on wood every time when we make it to the racetrack with my 250,000 mile van, pulling that big trailer and everything. We're a shoestring team. And she's making up the difference. She's making us look good now.
Now,
Well, I think some people don't realize it either. Your company, Extreme Mechanical, is a one man
one man show.
Right. I think some people thought that it was a.
Sometimes we
big-
have a helper for a month or two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
They
like
know
me.
they can't hang with me.
But a lot of people, I think, at times assume that you had a big company.
No, they do. They do.
And no, I mean, I have heard that, and then I think one time when I was talking to you, you were telling me you work by yourself. I mean, I know because that's kind of what I do. So you can only make so much money with two hands.
Exactly.
And I mean, if we could get people to pay more money, it'd be all right. But
and to take my time away to try and work on the race car and everything else, it was getting my budget was getting upside down real quick. So.
plus your business suffers. I mean, I've gone through that and done it.
Absolutely.
And then you got to and I think probably having a car somewhere else and I have to worry about it, know it's in good hands, helps you concentrate.
It does.
To make
It does, but I can't.
Madyson
I
some
can't
more money.
wait to get off of work and then run to West Point anyway. And
Sure.
Dwayne and I become real good buddies, and I'll go there just to hang out. But he's like, no, you don't have to be here. No, I love my race car, and
Well, you gotta love it. Now, how much do you like the late model more than the Pro 6 car? You do?
I hated the Pro 6. I hated that car with a passion. I would come in every week and I just looked and I don't want to drive this. Like I really hated that car. I don't like the handling of it. I don't like the late model is so much smoother and easier to drive when it's right. For a while we missed some things that we didn't realize were wrong with the car, and it was a constant I was literally fighting with the car every week. Now it's to the point where the car basically turns on its own. Like I'm not fighting with it. I'm not. It's basically most of the time it's resting on me to get up and go sometimes. So, it's
when
definitely
little girl starts
opened
breaking the
my
car
eyes.
loose on restarts and everything, she's ready to go now. She's got her comfort.
Yeah.
I'm much more like over the past like.
And she gets
few
plenty of rest
weeks.
on the way to the racetrack. I saw the picture of that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
But hey,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Drivers
I'm
do
gonna talk
enough
about
work.
sleep. I'll sleep anywhere. I sleep in the race car, in chair, in the. On the way
It's
to the
funny. I used to get
racetrack.
some of my best sleep
I'll
at the racetrack. And people say like, "How can you sleep with all this?" I'm just like,
I'll
man,
sleep
that's
in
like
the
a
lawn chair. I
that's the
don't.
best.
I have to
noise.
tell you guys, everyone's seen the pictures and everything. I mean, they're beautiful pictures that her mom took of her at
Yeah.
the racetrack. That was a fiasco because you're not supposed to be on the track. We had to get special permission to get on the track.
Kathy
We had
really
an
likes
official come down there. You guys can't touch the car or whatever. You can drive it out there, but that's it. You can't do
Now,
anything
was this
to the
because
car.
of maybe making an unapproved adjustment?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So she goes out there. Well, it's a little breezy. She wants her shots a certain way. She doesn't like the sun in her eyes. She doesn't want to wear sunglasses when she does her
Understand
shots.
something. Having I do a lot of photography. You've seen my
It's a little
stuff.
sore slap.
Having someone else take my photos and not doing it right doesn't work for me.
Driver- Driver's tough.
Mom's taking the pictures. She's fussing about the wind and everything, and she's like, "But I want the South Boston sign in the background." I'm like, "There's another one over there in the wind." I'm going, "Shut up, Tracy. Just shut up." I go back over to the trailer, and our crew chief is there and everything. I walk in the trailer. He's sitting in there with Snickers. He's just passed out. He's asleep. Enjoying the air conditioner. I'm like, he's bailed on me. The track official finally comes over there. He's like, you guys got about 10 more minutes. And I just looked at him. I'm like, well, you go tell him. He said, have you lost your mind? You go tell him.
There's two women over there. I'm not telling them
So I
nothing.
went over there. I was like, you guys got 10 more minutes. And it just went off. Next thing you know, they're on the phone with Kathy. And I walked back over there, and he just said, God bless you. Y'all just don't touch the car. I'm going up in the stands.
I bet that was a lot of fun there.
I looked at that guy and said, I can't take a selfie in 10 minutes. I don't know how you can be a photo shoot. It is not going to happen. But he was
will
very-
see what I can do for you.
He gave me a hug and a kiss on the head afterwards, and he was like, you okay now? And I'm like, yeah.
Not
I'm good.
really.
I'm good.
We do love them at South Boston.
Wait.
I mean, we miss Langley, and that is truly our home track.
But South Boston, I mean, I have to say that they've definitely done everything in their power. Kathy, all the officials helps to have, a familiar face like Shane and, we have people come in and out through the weeks and stuff, and it definitely helps they've done everything to accommodate all the drivers as best they can, and I mean, definitely is a great track to run at.
I think it's got to be kind of comforting knowing you got several people from Langley there, so you got some familiar faces. You're learning new people. I understand what you're saying by being at Langley. If you move up, everybody, you kind of know everybody. They know you. Yeah. We're here, you're unfamiliar to them and they're unfamiliar to you, so you got to learn their driving styles and so forth. So I can imagine it'd be intimidating to begin with.
That was my biggest concern at the beginning of the year, and I learned pretty quick. When we were in the shop all week, fixing the car and everything else, learned pretty quick who.
Well, that's a good lesson to learn.
All right, other than the people you've had little, I'm not going to say run-ins, let's say.
Tiff with.
No, this little spat.
Little spat.
Little spat. Who do you go to? Not the Langley guys. Let's talk about the other guys. Who do you go to talk to? And don't say Alex either, because I know better than that.
Alex is still learning too. He helps me with some stuff, but Alex is still learning too. Mm-hmm. And he has to go to his people. So that's how we handle that situation.
Now, you guys haven't touched, have you?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. That'll be a fun Sunday evening. But I have to say probably my go-to people at the track are Mark Wirtz, of course. He knows the car, everything. Mm-hmm. He's, helped us throughout the year and everything like that. Peyton Sellers has been a really big help. He's, come forward and helped us a lot this year, as well as driving and coaching right now is Justin Carroll. He's been doing, he really works one-on-one with me. He's gotten in my car a couple times, just get his feel for it and everything.
Yeah,
and,
then they get on radios and each other's cars.
Yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay.
So he's been a tremendous help, as, because he knows the track a little bit better than me, because he's been able to adapt to it a bit quicker, as well as he, right now he knows what's going into my car because he's helping Dwayne work on it. So he knows the changes.
Who's spotting for you now?
That is like, we'll have this person done 1 week, this person 1 week. That's been a huge thing for us this year. Is majority of it has been Wayne Wyatt, and we can't thank him enough for putting all his time in through the weekends and everything, helping us. But some weekends it's my previous spotter Steve. We've had Casey Wyatt spot. This week we're trying another new spotter.
We're actually using Terry Carroll.
You might have a chance.
Spotter this week.
Huh?
I said we're using Terry Carroll's spotter this week.
Yes, which I
now
don't
is these previous drivers besides?
I
you
don't
give
know.
me your phone number?
Oh, you need my phone number? No, you got my phone number.
Yeah, you'll be getting a call the next week.
I'm still waiting.
We'll put you.
I'm still waiting on the phone call from earlier in the year when I was.
We'll put you on rotation.
No, there's
Jack,
kind of
you
an
did get a
audition.
phone call. You just had an outdated phone. But
Here we go.
I didn't know that you got a new one.
Did you not get the mass email for the audition?
No, I didn't get the mass email.
Darn.
But this time, if he sends me one, I got the same phone he does. So
now, do you like a driver that's spotting for you better than somebody? No, really? Because they tell you too much. Tell you what
I just think it's very difficult to transition from driver to spotter, and
you're out.
You got to keep your emotions in check, because if the spotter starts getting excited, then she's going to get excited.
Correct. Well,
yeah, I agree.
And,
Yeah.
key thing here is keep her
I
calm.
think this year really, even my crew members are very happy with me, because I've been able to, I'm not going to blame it on the whole female thing. I can be an emotional person. And
Well, I mean, everybody has a different
make me mad,
personality.
Make me upset. It's gonna show. And in the previous years, I've really had to work on, keeping my emotions in check and everything else, and that hasn't worked out very well in the past years. But this year, with as many spats as we've had, I've definitely felt like I've been able to keep myself in check, even though, sometimes you just want to.
Well, yeah.
I'll let my guys handle that.
I mean, it's easy to get your emotions get the best of you. Now, do you like somebody that talks a lot, or somebody that just tells you
I
what
like
information
somebody
you
I'm
need?
comfortable with. I have to really trust the person.
Well, yeah.
Of course. But I think this year, has been a big learning curve in that sense as well, because I'm, getting used to, and I think that'll help me in future senses of, if I go to another team, I'm not going to be able to always, have my spotter in my back pocket that I'm comfortable with. So I'm getting used to adapting to new people and quickly, like within an hour. So that definitely has been helped. I think it'll help me in the long run.
And we also did something this past week. They have a videographer out there, excuse me, that does
He's got the right term. I'm learning this stuff too.
He videos and he'll overlay your car on top of another car.
Kind of like Darkfish, like they do in the.
That's what it is.
That's
Yeah,
what it
Darkfish.
is.
Yeah.
It's
and
one of the.
we got that for her this past week. So
And that helped out tremendously.
she could see where she was losing time getting into the corner. Now, she was faster through the center, but getting in was is affecting her exit. So hopefully this week we can work on getting in the field is like super tight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The last
So,
2 or 3 races,
it's
it's been
tight.
within 6 to 7 tenths.
Yeah, I
from
mean, a
first to
little
last.
bit is a lot. I mean, in the big scheme of things.
Well, those boys got something to watch out. Once she gets it down there, she hasn't cut that thing loose yet. And
Well-
Dwayne hasn't cut the car loose yet either.
Well, which is a good thing, because I mean, I know sometimes if you throw a crazy setup to some of these guys that are used to it, or somebody that doesn't have the experience to know what the reaction they get, it can be intimidating.
Exactly.
So you put something in it that's comfortable to drive that's not going to snap loose on you, and then you
work from that.
right, and then I think you'll be better in the long run, for it. So yeah, I mean, you get better because I know we had Greg on last year, I think, and we were talking about the difference when cars drive. Back when you drove, how different the cars drove. You could lay your arm on the roll bar and you could just steer.
Exactly.
Today you can't do it. Their things are so rigid, and he said, like, man, I'm wore out. After 100 laps, where before you could run 200 laps. You just, like I said, you just put your right arm over on the roll bar and
Enjoy the ride.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Try to
running
save your
4
tires.
inches of travel and
Yeah.
But how many 200 lappers have you been in this year?
This will be, we've done 2 100 lap races, but never a straight 200 lapper. This is going to be my first one coming up Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Now, is that are they going to do like a 10-minute in between 100?
Yeah,
I'm
100?
sure,
Okay.
yeah, they'll do they're going to do a 100 lap
Either
race.
that or they're going to have a fuel truck out there on the track or something. Because,
Well, I don't know.
They'll
I
do
used to
a-
love it because they used to let
Yeah.
us change tires and fuel the car back
They'll
in the
do
day.
100. They're going to do a 100 lap race, which previous experience seeing it at Langley, it's usually about 10-15 minutes long. Nothing too crazy, and I know at Langley they don't let you get out of the car. I don't know what that will be. I don't know if that will be the same.
That's mostly everywhere. You don't get out of the car. You don't get out of the
Probably.
car.
well, I bought it. She doesn't know it yet, but I got her a little driver fan, so I can hang it on the this week.
Well,
Oh,
good.
you're so
Yeah.
sweet.
What a good dad.
Well, I forgot to tell you when your car caught on fire this past time. You don't have any fans left in your car.
Yeah, she caught on fire this past weekend too.
Yeah.
I had people shaking the fence. Get out of the car.
Oh, really?
I'm like, I'm
Why?
trying. that was it did not do as much damage to the car, luckily, as we thought it did originally, but that was a hard hit. I was hurting for about a week. And then I went to Cameron Bowen's graduation party the next day, and one of our close friends gave me a black eye, so that was fun. So in the pool.
I was going to say, wait a minute, I got to understand how does black eye come?
That was an accident.
No, well, it was just we were messing around.
I'm like, you're just too much trouble. I'm not going to be able to hang around with you.
We were like 11, so it's kind of like.
And like I say,
But that
after this race, we're planning on putting her on bump stock. So
Okay.
it's gonna.
Because that's new this year, right?
Yeah, we've been running
We
conventional.
were talking
Okay.
about going, conventional throughout the whole year, but where she's a rookie and she's learning and everything else, it may bring back the bando days, and if it does, look out for Abby.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
She's
I mean,
used to a rigid front end.
Yeah.
right.
So
I love them bandos.
So where are we looking at towards the end of the season? Money pending. You want to look to go to the.
I would like to run Martinsville. We are going to do the, apply for the Drive Diversity Combine again this year. Would I like to confirm a full-time partnership for next year, sponsorship-wise, to fund our whole season? That would be amazing. But, that's just going to be a waiting game pretty much.
but we are trying to find
But
partners
for this year as
anyone
well.
that would like
Still
to
this
help
year.
out and step up in
No budget too small.
no budget too small to get her in Martinsville. We want to go do the open test, and we all think that she's got it in her.
Yeah. That's a big
Martinsville
that's a big
would
deal.
definitely be a big experience, and I mean, I'm looking forward to it. We talked about if that does happen and we do well there, then he talked about earlier possibly doing the big Myrtle Beach race, in February. I believe it's February of next year.
That's a big race. Yeah.
Start running some
Huge
bigger
race.
races and getting.
Get her recognized.
Yeah.
Get her
Now,
recognized.
how much does it help with the tire rule and the money payout at South Boston? I mean,
That's probably the only reason that we've been able to afford so far to get her at the point. We bought a used car, we bought a used motor. Motor had a lot of laps on it, and had to get my motor, freshened up and everything. And thank God for Mr. Clark at Clark's Racing Engines. He gave us one heck of a water
deal.
heater underneath the.
And I can't thank him enough because he's done a tremendous amount for us this year.
And he looked out everywhere that he could. We still have the old style hits on our car, so we still have more horsepower in our car. And we're going to give it to her at the end of the year when we think she's ready for it. And
I mean, like I said, you got to crawl before you can walk. I mean, it's a
exactly.
process.
And we are.
It's still your first
budget
year.
team.
I know it's
Yeah.
frustrating. You think, well, you want to be here,
And
but
that's definitely
it's hard to,
It is.
you know.
being up in like you said earlier with all the the big guns and late models and everything. That's definitely been a I want the same car they have, but
Right.
I'm
You understand
I'm
you're
working
poor like
towards,
me.
You got to start
I'm
with
working
Volkswagen before you
I'm
get to a
working towards
Porsche.
that. And, I like you said, I am still a rookie, so we'll get there. We'll
Yeah.
get there. So
Yeah, but I understand. I mean, I feel your frustration because I've been there. You're like, you want to be here, but then you got to look back and you're like, well, I only started just a few months ago,
Exactly.
so I should be happy where I'm at. But not being happy is a good thing too, because if you're happy where you're at, it's hard to go forward.
I saw a glimmer in her eye at the end of her first year in a bando, and I really saw it the second year, and I saw the glimmer in her eye again 2 weeks ago. So, like I say, boys might want to watch out because she's getting a little bit comfortable, and she did. She hated that Pro 6. That almost killed her racing career. All she wanted was a late model. Everyone was like, she's not ready for a late model, don't do it. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your money. And
I stats wise, I think that definitely did kind of kill me in that sense because I can't go to I can't go to anybody and say I won a championship in the Pro 6. No, I didn't even my best finish was a top. No, second place at Southern National and then a top 5 at Langley, and I really struggled with that.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say, no offense, that I would have probably said the same thing, that I didn't think you would probably been ready for a late model. But you've done a good job. I mean, I'm first want to give you credit where credit can do, because you are racing against some of the best they are. And I would say to your
Thanks
first
so
race,
much.
where'd you end up in the first two races? Because they were a double heater.
No,
double
18th and 19th, and I think we had like.
I mean, that's
30
a pretty damn big deal.
31.
I mean, I
No,
took
it's
that all day
33.
long.
33. Yeah.
Considering the equipment you have,
Mhm.
no offense, but in the field that you're in, that's a big deal. Do you?
And like last week, Justin definitely didn't have the horsepower because his that he needed at the time because his motor was definitely like we took it out that night and
He was wore out.
sent it to. She was wore out, and he's definitely gonna have I believe he's gonna have a great race this week. But going in and seeing that you're 4,000ths of a second off of your teammate, even though his motor was wore out, but him being the driver that he is,
Well, it's the experience he's got, and then the equipment that he's got. You got to put all those things
and
in perspective.
we were still up there. We weren't like we weren't in the back of the field, so it was kind of it was.
I mean,
exciting
4/10
for
is
me.
not
It made
that
me
much, but it
excited.
is a lot.
Well, it was our first time because they group them in groups for qualifying.
Okay,
And we
you're
have
doing
always
the Euro
been
type.
the last group. Well, excuse me, the first group.
They do
the
it slowest
group.
to fast.
Well,
Okay.
we weren't the slowest group this time.
I think we're the third.
That makes you feel good.
I was
That's
like,
a big
we're not in the
account-
last group, or we're not in the first
That's
group.
I mean, that's a big accomplishment. I mean,
Yeah.
one thing at a time.
It was. It was.
I know. I sit and watch the thing on Saturday nights. I sit and do
You're a
the-
liar.
I do. I sit and look at them on Saturday nights. I pull it up and see what you're doing on Saturday nights, and you're getting there. You're getting there.
Now, how does this? Are you always working on sponsorship?
Yes, we all.
Now, how do you just randomly email people? Do you call people? What do you do?
I mean, you definitely just
She can't give you all those secrets.
well, if if you're a driver and you would like to, marketing at full speed is where I've learned all my tricks of the trade. But
You keep getting told tonight what you think.
I'm used to it.
in my opinion, right now, Anna Marie refers to it as low-hanging fruit, which is, basically business-to-business relationships. That's where we've gained a lot of our partnerships that we've come across over the years, as well as social media is a huge thing for me. I've gained quite a few partners off of social media, whether it's product or, money. And I guess, in my opinion, you branding wise and marketing wise, I really feel that you should go after, if you're a driver, you should really go after companies that are going to fit you. Like, I'm very involved in fitness, photography. I'm girly.
I see all
And,
this. What's the drink you're drinking? I can't think
I
of
love
it.
electrolyte.
Electrolyte, yeah.
You got, that's how I came across the that company was through social media. We connected. That we got involved with each other, and
Oh, so that is actually a product that's you're endorsed by or whatever.
Yes.
Well, good for you.
And she's girly too.
Yeah.
I caught that.
So yeah, so
I did not
She got
even
an
know
M.
that.
I mean, I definitely don't mind showing my feminine side, even though
Well, I mean,
Dad minds it.
yeah, I bet. Yeah.
you loved my photos of track. Like,
I mean, I love the marketing side of the business. It's fun. To me, it's fun.
I enjoy it.
I mean, I think to me, if I was a sponsor and if I had a woman or a man, I think the woman, and it's no offense, it's just you're a woman. So you
and
get
it
an
does
advantage.
It does get more recognized, and I've been blessed with that because that is something.
It's
I
not
can
a bad
market.
thing.
You have 35 drivers and one of them's a female. I mean, you're gonna get recognized. I'm the only one out there with long blonde hair. So
Right.
I mean, it.
Yeah, the other ones are a dime a dozen, and you're set apart from that. So, and you're good at the social media, and it's not always about stats. And that's why I can't. Some people are like, they think the wins are going to take care of sponsorship. That's not the way it works
It doesn't.
anymore.
It's-
It used to, but it's not anymore.
It's you definitely as a driver want to have the skill to back it
Absolutely.
up and everything.
Absolutely.
But this I really feel like NASCAR nowadays is really being pushed by marketing, funding, and
100%. And almost every driver but a select few that we've talked to from Cup all the way down, do probably 90% of the drivers doing their own deals, their own sponsorship deals, finding their sponsors and bringing them to teams. I mean, there's probably, I want to say, maybe 10 guys that, are taken care of.
It's hard because that's what Anna Marie teaches us. We do all of our own stuff as a driver because it's nice to have a PR person, it's nice to have a marketing person, but when you're, at this level, you don't have that.
Right.
And if you do, you're very lucky.
Correct.
And, one day when you get to that level, that's fine and dandy, but you're the one representing the company.
Mm-hmm.
You're the face of the company. They want to know that you know what you're doing, not your PR person that's sending tweets out. That's not the face of the company.
It's hard. The thing is to get her face to face with the company owners because you'll have 1,000 no's before you finally get that one yes.
Yeah,
And then all it takes is the one.
That's the way it always works.
All we need is, get a meeting with her because no one's going to say no to that.
But now, how
I
hard
can't
has
say no. Look, I'm broke. I'm ready to sell my boat and everything else.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
I seriously was. When we needed to get our motor freshened up, I was going to sell my boat. And thank God, Curtis
We
Price
had
from
Price's
Price's
Transmission
Transmission
stepped
stepped
in.
up, and they've been
Good
a
for them, Jeff.
fantastic partner. They're a great group of guys. Matter of fact, they even fixed the transmission in my truck. I've sent several of my friends over there. Fantastic group. So if you need a transmission, go see Price's Transmission.
How hard has it been with Langley shutting down? Well, shut down, whatever. And you're getting sponsorship. And then taking that sponsorship and going to South Boston.
That's a good question.
And that's where, that we have such a, due to Langley and due to that and everything, we do have a very, we have a world, I can show you my insights and everything. We have a worldwide demographic, but a lot of our demographic is in the Tidewater area. So that does help social media wise, as well as we do a lot of events and stuff like that. This year it's been a little bit harder because due to the fact we are racing every weekend, every other weekend. So,
But it is harder
You know-
to get partners here
to go.
because
come
we're
there.
racing so much. She still, we have a great relationship with the radio station, and they just, it's out of their
it's out of their
listening
reach.
area.
Yeah.
Right.
So that, we ended up putting 100.5 on the car this year, as the number because we were
We wanna keep
still
that
we were
relationship open.
Well, yeah,
still we
absolutely.
were keeping that
That's a big
connection as
deal.
well as we were keeping hope that Langley was going to open up, and I desperately hope that they do at least by next year. But we still keep that connection with them. We done it. I believe we did actually do one event with them, this year, even though.
But you have to look. You have to look at that and say, I got to keep my options open with these people because if Langley does come back,
Exactly.
we're going back to
I
Langley.
think it will come back. It's just a matter of
It's a matter of time. It's a matter
it's just.
of getting
I
everything
think it's
worked
going
out.
to take some more time. I
Bill
love
Mullis,
the
we love you.
yeah.
We miss you.
I love the radio station thing. I know a lot of people sometimes see it and they think they wrote you a big check.
No.
And I know differently. But you get a lot of attention from that.
Exactly.
It's great.
It's definitely it's exposure one and two. We've come across partnerships with companies that advertise with the radio stations. So again, it's that business to business relationship.
It opens
Getting
doors.
connected with
Right.
it's networking. It's
Yeah, and you're good at that stuff. So I mean,
I wish you would get a little bit.
just a little bit, just one.
I know
Hey, look, I retweet, repost everything you post.
he's getting
I try-
good on social media.
Yeah, I got to give it to him. He's on it. I was looking at him like,
Dude.
oh, he's already done it. He's definitely. I mean, he must be sitting there on that S5. I mean, and just
He can get on his phone out actually now.
But seriously, if there's any companies out there, big or small, that want to step up and take a trip to Martinsville with us, give us a call.
the hood could be cheap, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
There's
Tires
plenty
are
of space.
expensive.
Yeah, tires
Yeah.
are
I'm-
expensive.
I'm gonna go up there for that Martinsville. And I have to go.
And,
up there.
and how many sets of tires would you think you need for Martinsville?
I would say probably 4 for practice day and probably 4 sets for race day.
Is that right?
Now ask me how many sets of practice tires I've put on her car this year.
All right, how many sets of practice tires? 2
sets. And, that hurts her in the long run. I mean, we'll go out there to practice and we'll watch some of the other teams, mount up 2-3 sets of practice tires. But that's okay. They had their new tires and everything else, and the girl was right on their butt.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
It takes time.
All right, before we go, I want to thank Maddie for being here again with us.
Thank you for having
You
me.
know you're one of our favorites, so we love having you on.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, because he had it sitting up here, we finally got our hero cards in, so if you want to visit MaddyRyanRacing.com and go to our fan zone section, you can fill out the hero card request form.
I think
got
our
so
good Clayton,
excited.
y'all, I think when y'all were on here before, he messaged you and asked you something. He got, and I remember he posted on Facebook, "Hey, I got my Maddie Ryan card."
I was so excited. He pulled the box in today because I didn't hear the guy come up or whatever with the box, and I got so excited. Race Print did an excellent job on them, and I cannot, very quick because I contacted him a little late.
I talked to you last night, and you said, "Well, we have them." Well,
I pulled up at home. I got my wife texting me and asked me, "You gonna make it home in time to go with her?" And I'm like, "I'm on my way. I'm sitting in traffic." And I pulled up in the driveway, and it was pouring down rain. I'm like, "What's that box sitting on my porch?" Yeah,
Something good to
it's
get
a
wet.
whole box of autograph cards, just sitting there getting wet.
They were cheap, right?
Exactly. I got them out of the box pretty quick though.
But yeah, definitely. I can't thank my partners enough this year for stepping up and doing all they've done, as well as my crew and my crew chief and my, everybody at Terry Carroll Motorsports. Is doing a
And the
great
new
job.
crew chief.
Yeah, Mark.
And we will have T-shirts.
We pick on you because we love you.
That's
Tracy.
okay. As long as she's smiling, car's fast, and mom's not in my.
Yeah, you got double trouble.
I'm having a good time.
All 3 of you can be mad at the crew chief now, right?
Exactly.
That son of a bitch.
I can see that'd be a problem too.
Mark's good people. He's really good people. He's very calm. He's very laid back, and he just.
Yeah, that's kind of what you need. You gotta have those 2 personalities sometimes.
I can definitely say he
both.
Understands me.
Him and Dwayne both. I mean, as far as working with Madyson, we went out there a couple weeks ago, and Dwayne's like on the radio. He's like, we're not running marathons anymore. We're just going to take 5-6 laps. He was like, you can tell me exactly what the car can do. Because she would. She'll go out there and run 100 laps straight. She wouldn't care. And she went out and did
You
like
tell me
2 or
to do
3
it, I'm gonna do it.
2 or 3 laps, and he was like, okay, Maddie, come on in. And he's very laid back and very
Yeah, well, I can tell. I can't see him getting excited.
He leaned in the window, and he was like, honey, he was like, where are you picking the throttle up at? And she told him, he was like, well, I can do a lot of things with the chassis, but he was like, I can't build 4 inches of stagger tire. He was like, that rear end's got to work. He was like, you can't go directly from the brake to the gas pedal. You got to let the car roll and let the car. Picked up a second like that. Like that.
Yeah, it's funny how little things, and that was something that actually Josh Ayers helped me in arena racing. He's like, man, you can't bind the cart up. You gotta let it make the transition through the middle of the corner.
Let the car work.
And one example for me, we went to Concord and ran just for some fun, and there was one corner I could flat foot it through the corner, but after playing for a few laps in the race, if I had lifted half throttle through the middle, I started picking up pace, and it's weird.
Faster.
Right, man. I can't tell you how many times I got out of the arena car. I'm like, that was a slow lap, and it's the fastest thing I run. And I'm like,
exactly.
And it's really good for you because
it worked out great.
I mean, you get a little bit faster. I mean, being 13th and moving up to 12th, that was pretty good for you.
Oh, you guys are horrible. Horrible.
I think it was funny. Man, Cody was here one day, and we pick on each other a lot. So when we got done, Cody was so bad. I think he was mad for me. He's like, I can't believe you let this son of a bitch talk to you about you like that. It was funny, it was funny, but it was kind of humbling that he cared enough about me to get mad at Jack.
All right, who's your pick this week?
I don't go last. Oh, you already
Yeah,
picked?
you do go last. You won last
Oh, that's
week.
right. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're Daytona this week too, right?
Mm-hmm. Clayton's got the 78, and I got the 22. Who you got?
I think I'm going to just keep riding the horse to 4. Don't be mad because you didn't pick him first.
All right,
Okay,
You got a
put me
pick?
down for the 88.
The 88. Clayton about put a whipping on us with the 47 last week, and nobody even thought about picking him.
I was home for a second. Give me a minute.
All right, while she's thinking, and maybe we may be here a little while.
I'm not the only one he's picking on.
I see some smoke flying. Next week's show, we're going to have Mr. Bray from Kentucky Speedway is going to be with us next
Okay.
week. That's Dallas, Denver Smith
Okay.
from the Patrick Henry Community College that does the
That's-
motorsports program there. He's going to be on the show with us next
That's
week.
interesting. I don't know if those guys race with y'all or not. I can't remember who his driver is, but the college out there at Martinsville or just outside of Martinsville, all the college kids, they build the cars, they build the motors. I think they got 4 late models, and they run. They got Denver's. Denver, he's short. I don't even know if he's 5 foot, but he's definitely short. They build carts and stuff. Or he has his own company, builds carts, but he works for the college there, and all the college kids, which is kind of neat. They completely build their own late models. They completely build their own motors.
That's
And,
pretty cool.
yeah,
And we're also going to have Jake Griffin, who has been in the trucks the last 2 weeks, and he'll be going to Kentucky this next weekend too. So got a pretty good show next week.
sounds like
And
it.
then the following week, I'm hoping they're going to finally narrow down and get Benny Parsons' wife on here
Okay.
because she's going to be on vacation that week. So we won't get her next week, but hopefully the next week we'll be ready. Have you got your pick yet?
Bad Brad.
Oh, I should.
I was
I
thinking that
was thinking
myself.
it too.
Yeah, I was.
I was
thinking
going to go ahead.
That one.
I was going to go ahead and write it down anyway. But anyway. Anyway, we appreciate Tracy and Maddie being here with us.
Yeah.
We
kid because we care.
and we really enjoy being around you guys, being up at the racetrack.
Hey, I like you too.
Hey, trailer is always open. You're always welcome to come and grab whatever you want to eat.
You'll
Hang out
never.
there.
Oh, don't talk about food. You'll never get rid of the son
Hey,
bitch.
I can say that my trailer is 100% always open to all of our competitors and everyone on the track. We've, got some pretty good friends.
I
you know,
can't
for
get Jimmy
racing.
out of my trailer. I'm just kidding.
There's one thing nice.
And we do have, our competitors,
I love
their
them.
whole crew shows up, and, which is great, except
love
for,
Jimmy.
the night that I had to pull the motor out of the
They
garage.
were nowhere to be found.
No, yeah, they were all around my
Oh, they
cooler
drank all our
drinking all my beer. Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted at the end of that night.
And then you
Did they leave you any?
No.
That's one thing I tell. I got some people involved in the racing that if you have a problem, most everybody in the pits will help you.
It does. We
For the most part.
broke a piece of linkage one night, and Peyton Sellers' crew was, have at it. Timothy Peters' crew was like, have at it. Everyone was digging for it. And we finally, last place I decided to look, which should have been the first place, was Mark Wirtz's trailer, because I got the car from him, and he had a spare one sitting there.
Right.
But it's the camaraderie and the fellowship there is second to none.
All right. Well, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Have fun with the 200 lapper. If I don't go to Florence with him this weekend, I'm gonna try to come down there Friday.
I'm gonna be tired after that one. After
We'll
this
we'll see
race.
who the favorite is.
Well, if we're gonna play favorites, I'm going to South Boston.
I'm just saying.
Of course, I'm not wearing that shirt.
No, you gotta wear the shirt.
No, I'm not wearing-
You have to wear the shirt.
Maddie's gonna wear the shirt Friday.
If you show up in Florence, you better have that shirt.
Oh,
It will be
there
all-
better be pictures all over.
Oh,
the
there
Facebook.
will be. Trust me. You best believe.
I know. All right, this is the show for tonight. Thanks. Goodbye. We got to get.